gets easier.
Huh?
Every day it gets a little easier.
Yeah?
But you gotta do it every day. That's the hard part. But it does get easier.
Okay.
The Dragon of Chaos is what Jordan Peterson labeled entering the hunting grounds of social situations. Monsters arise and they ask you questions like, what do you want to do with your degree? How's the crypto? Furthermore, your poisonous internal dialogue whispers,
No! I want to be a pretty girl!
Well, you're not a pretty girl!
and especially boring. So you hunch to hide your inferiority and warm your spot to the corner of the room where you strike intellectual conversations with the wall. Fear is the feeling that comes with immediate life-threatening dangers, such as a lion or forgetting to like and subscribe.
If you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Anxiety, as defined by neuroscientist Joseph Ledoux, is the feeling of uncertain threat. So if it's something so familiar to us, knowing where it stems from scientifically and how to deal with it is not only crucial to helping you help you, but also those you care about. Today I'm covering who's more at risk to social anxiety disorder, the stats linking it to nicotine addiction and substance abuse, the neuroscience of anxiety, and how to slay the dragon, aka calming methods. Many factors are linked to social anxiety. These include societal expectations, early childhood traumas, an isolated upbringing, or even genetics. Multiple studies show a 3 to 5 times likelihood of developing the condition if it's found amongst first-degree relatives. Social anxiety disorder has symptoms such as worrying weeks before an event about what you're wearing, feeling the focus of people's judgment.
Gemma.
I'm claustrophobic, Darren!
Listen.
They don't get it! I'm claustrophobic!
Or being insecure and having difficulty cultivating friendships. Of course, these are broad, and before self-diagnosing, it's important to consult with a doctor, as the more severe cases include fear of going shopping or even making phone calls. The effects of social anxiety can be broken down into 3 categories. Cognitive. Thoughts of inadequacy, fear, and having low self-esteem as a result of blowing out of proportion theoretical situations. Physical. If social gatherings give you the fear where you find yourself shaking, sweating, and running to the bathroom to put on Alisa Cara's Here, you, my friend, might be experiencing social anxiety. Behavioral. You avoid situations of intense discomfort such as making eye contact, meeting new humans, or even eating in public, and this helps you feel safe, hence reinforcing these patterns. Stats behind social anxiety, nicotine addiction, and substance abuse. Women in the UK are 2 times more likely to develop anxiety disorders, and following major depression and alcohol dependence, social anxiety disorder 1 is the most prevalent psychiatric condition. 80% of cases of nicotine addiction, substance abuse, bipolar, and major depressive disorder are all preceded by social anxiety. Of course, other factors come into play, but having read the NHS leaflet on anxiety, they explain it as you find it hard to relax, so you drink or smoke more. In the 14 to 24-year-old age range, 41.3% diagnosed with social anxiety were also diagnosed with substance misuse, including nicotine, comparing to only 27.9% in those without the disorder. Studies show that sufferers are less likely to marry, more likely to divorce, and less likely to have kids. Mental health is so important, and governments recognizing this will help the economy, as mental health related issues make up 12.7% of sick day leaves in the UK. Neuroscience of anxiety. Our neurons love to gossip. They sit at the back of the class and the teacher tells them off for braiding each other's hair. Although we can't peel the brain and watch them communicate, we can use imaging techniques such as fMRI and PET scans. Scientists found patients with social anxiety disorder display higher than normal levels of activity in the amygdala when displayed with images of faces. If you've watched Why You a Non-Psychopath Loves Horror, then you know it's associated as the fear center of the brain. Evolutionary, we section off the emotional brain responses into the newer and ancient parts. The part involved with thinking, planning, and social behavior is part of the higher cognitive centers and is known as the prefrontal cortex. This is the newer one. The limbic system is composed of the amygdala, hippocampus, thalamus, and hypothalamus. It is the ancient parts of the cortex, and it is where most of the emotional processing takes place. The way neurons gossip with each other is through neurotransmitters, which are chemical substances released at the end of the nerve and get accepted by the next. The neural circuits in your brain for threat and safety are different. When you identify a threat, aka cute human, and realize by interacting more and more with cute humans that it's not actually as bad as you thought, you don't erase the original memory of fear. You're just painting over it. So yes, there will be instances where the plaster falls off and a 10 walks in, making you tremble. But consistency helps you tackle this much better. I'm not a doctor. I'm a student who loves science and sits in red hair making YouTube videos. Nonetheless, that doesn't mean I don't care about helping people, which is why I've compiled 2 methods to aid you with calming nerves. Of course, things like exercise, journaling, and meditation all help in the long term. But in the case of a social situation and you get these panicky feelings, you can just go to the bathroom and try these out. Take 5 breathing is one I often use. You hold out your hand and trace it with your other finger. As you rise, you take a deep breath in, and as you fall, deep breath out. You continue this with the whole hand, and it's a really quick way to help you calm down. Another trick is to look at something, close your eyes, and use your sense of touch to imagine it. For example, if it's a fluffy mushroom, you say,
"This feels like a fluffy mushroom."
That, along with naming 3 things you can hear, helps bring you to the present moment. If you're watching this to help a friend, a good way to distract them is by playing a game. For example, I Spy. It might seem silly, but it really helps to get them out of their head. Also, instead of asking why they're anxious, just try to acknowledge their feelings and make them laugh.
Do you want me to rap anyone, lift the mood a bit?
No, we don't.
I know I joke a lot, but this video is so important to me. I've included links and mental health helplines below for anyone who severely struggles with social anxiety. I used to be very shy personally, and what's helped me become more comfortable, even love interacting with people, is I stopped focusing on me and rather them. Why do people act the way they do? Why they love the things they do? And it's really rather cute. I just see people as big children trying to figure out their way in the world, and that's a lot less threatening. So I want you to know that you are worthy and you are seen, and even if it starts by just smiling at strangers, that's still progress. In the words of the great BoJack Horseman, it does get easier. It's the doing it every day that's the hard part, but it does get easier.